Right, just sorting out these headlights. This one's not too bad, but this one was really low on the piss. What's happened is the screws that goes inside the plastic things are too small, so I just found these other two in my box of bits, and that just lifted it up and kept it all nice and tight. So we're just going to see why the washers aren't working, but I think I'm going to take the bumper off for that anyway, because I need to repair the studs behind here. It just makes it a little bit easier to get to the washer bottle. So yeah, we'll get the bumper off. Need to get the spot lamps off as well to get the bumper off. So I'll come back to you once it's all off. Alright, we've got the bumper off. Show you the broken studs. That one's pulled right out of there, and this one is just on its last legs left. I can just break that off. So that's no good. I think it's just bloody foam, that is, so we might be able to get in some studs, drill in a little bit, get some studs in there, and mastic them in, or tiger sailor in. These two are right. A little bit of rust there, as we know from previous videos. That's pretty solid, that bit in there. So I've got a front panel over in the corner, but I ain't going to do that just yet. I might as well do that when and if I decide to do all the rear arches and sills and stuff. So yeah, I'll just give that a lick of stone chip for now. So it's not too bad on this side, not as bad as the other side anyway. But again, I'll just give that a lick of stone chip. But this is what we're after, is the washer pump. So I'll get a multimeter or test light on that and see if it lights up when I push the button. Alright, so this is what I've done, is I've drilled some big holes in here. I'll put some nuts with some centric washers on there. I'll just give it a bit of an anchor, and now I'll just sit in there like that, and I'll fill it up with some tiger seal. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this while holding it. Oh, here I come. So I'll put a lot in there, and a lot in this hole here. Put a little bit more in this one. And then we'll just stick them in there like that. You can see it starting to squish around the bolt. So now it's done that, we'll plop a lot more in here. And then this one. All the way around. My mastic gun's failing. Should have put the tiger seal in hot water first, really. that, and hopefully just smudge it around a little bit, and all that sharp rust to just put a hole in my glove. So now I have a black finger like that, and hopefully we'll leave that to dry overnight, and we'll go from there. Actually, what I'll do is I've got my new panel there. So what I'll do, just to make sure they're all lined up, that go in there and that go in there, so that's all good. So I'll just pull that off and we'll let that dry overnight. Alright, so I've had a multimeter connected up to the wire. I've got earth, because I've got earth out to the battery, and that's fine. Multimeter up there, so when I pushed the button, nothing came out. So I'm just checking the pump here. If I can get it in there. And that works. And it actually squirts on the screen. So I've got a wiring issue somewhere, and I've also noticed that the horn doesn't work, so that's another thing I've got to have a look at. So it's just a case of tracing back all this wiring and see where the fuse is, or the relay or something, and yeah, I'll let you know when it's done. Alright, I'll sort the wipers out. That was just that little earth down there to clean that out and put a bigger bolt in it. I've got the horn working as well, so it all works. Wipers work, but the washers still don't work. So it's when the ignition is on these wires down here is live constantly to the pump, and then you earth it out to make the pump work. But I can earth it here and the pump works, so the problem is somewhere between the earth, between this connector here and the switch itself on the end of the stalk. So it could be the end of the stalk itself. So we'll investigate later on in the day, but we're getting there somewhere now. So I'll continue on this the next day. Got to let that dry anyway, then we can put the bumper back on, and then just sort out the washers. And yeah, oh yeah, I need to put a bolt in down there for the seat, but I'll have to wait until that's off the ramp. Yeah, so we'll catch you tomorrow.
The next day.
Right, just carrying on from this washer for Sargo. I found a broken wire up in there, but it still didn't make it work. So I'm just basically checking everything. Check the wiper stalk itself, that's absolutely fine, that sends a signal. So I stuck a probe in the end of there to try and trace back the wires. I've got ignition in one of them, and it's obviously switched earth to make the pump run. So I put a probe of multimeter in one end, and then I've just been at the stalk trying to find the other end, but it's no good. So I've been going down where the blue connectors are, that's for the washer pump there. So probed in there, got earth there, and then just looking around all in here, checking the fuse box end, and then obviously I found that broken wire in the dash, that didn't cure it, so I come up here and found that I couldn't find my end when that was over by the washer pump, but when I had my probe in at the switch end, I could find the earth here, and where I then swapped it back round again, but I couldn't find the earth at end, so I got a break somewhere between there and over there. So I thought, instead of pulling the whole loom apart, I'll just run in a new wire and run it alongside the loom, and then I'll pick up on that bullet point there, just so it works for the MOT. And then later on down in life, if I decide to do a little bit of a restoration on it, I'll then pull out all that loom and fix it properly. I have got another loom here which I'm going to use for a wire tuck on my XR3i, and just to extend everything. So I might be able to pick something up on there and fix that sometime down the line. So yeah, I'm just going to run that red wire in, and we'll go from there. Right, I've got all this wire put in now, just taped up, soldered joint there with some heat shrink, and then just cable tied it to the existing loom. Again, this is just a temporary fix until, well, if I decide to restore it. And then got a couple of little connectors in there, just little crimp connectors. They were bullet point ones, but when I tried to put a bullet point one on, it just fucked up and I couldn't be able to reheat the soldering iron. So that's there, all plugged in. Just come around and then turn the ignition on, and you should be able, hang on, hold your my other hand, and it works. So just got to put all this back together and the job's done. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. We've got all the dash back together again, and the washers, all 4 jets, squirting onto the screen in relatively good places. Whoever had done some painting on it last actually painted over the jets, so that was a bit hit and miss. I had to clean them out quite a lot. Bit of compressed air as well as a needle. Front bumper's on, spot lamps are on. Had a problem with the headlights, as in they didn't work, and then you whack a fuse board and they started working again, so I just had to replace the relay for that, which I took out of that loom there. Can't get the spot lamps to work though, so again, not really too bothered at the minute, just as long as it goes through the MOT. High beam works on the main headlights itself, so we'll get them working at another point. I think they were working last time I used it, but who knows. What else have we done? Checked all the lights, replaced the number plate light bulb that's blown, so yeah, all the lights work. So we just need to fit the wheels back on and fit that bolt in for the seat, which I can't do because the power company is doing some work around the area, so cut off all the electric for the day. So yeah, just wheels on, put that bolt in the seat, and that should be good for an MOT. Right, as you can see, I've got them working. Turns out it was a fuse, so there was a, excuse the mess, that little white fuse there. Looked like there's nothing wrong with it, but I just changed out anyway for that blue 15 amp one, which is correspond to number 2 headlight. It's like a little main beam with the number 2 in it. these spotlights, and started working. So happy days. And the other thing I've done is I put some new Bosch wiper blades on it, because the other ones are rubbish and they were odd. Don't know why you'd put one wiper blade on and not a pair. So I've done that. So yeah, just waiting to get the wheels on and get the ramp down. Alright, so we got it all back on. All the wheels are back on. Just taking it for a little drive. That's settling in okay, definitely looks a lot better. And the only other thing that I've done is obviously put that bolt in for the seat. Just down there. So this is all ready for MOT now, which is tomorrow.